Alright, today on the channel we're going to be taking a look at the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Turtles in Time quarter scale arcade cabinet from Numskull. Now previously on the channel I've reviewed the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles original release from them. Great little machine. This is of course the sequel of that, so you can get either one. They only have one game on it because, you know, arcade accuracy, only came with one game, but you can get the original Turtles or you can get the sequel Turtles in Time. Both great looking machines. We have the original side artwork here on the packaging. Numskull does a good job with the packaging. Comes in a box, comes in a nice styrofoam protector, plastic packaging covering the arcade itself, so everything shows up nice and safe and sound. You shouldn't have to worry about nicks and dings and scratches or anything like that on your machine. There is a couple slight changes as far as arcade accuracy with the artwork because, you know, Nickelodeon owns the franchise now, so there's Nickelodeon logos added to this, so you'll see it there in the corner of the marquee. It's missing a Konami logo here on the side art. There's, you know, Konami text down here, but the actual old school Konami logo is no longer present on the side art. Inside the box you will get a USB-C charging cable, which is nice and lengthy. You'll get some manuals as well as a QR code so you can join the official Facebook group. Inside the manual, basically, it just tells you how to play the game, which is very straightforward because it's just jump and action buttons if you've never played it. Also shows you how to get into the dip switch settings. Very simple, just going to be holding down the player 1 and player 2 attack buttons and then turning the machine on, waiting for it to boot up, and then you'll get into the dip switch settings. I definitely want to call out something that I noticed in the dip switch settings that really kind of affects how you enjoy this machine. Alright, so we're at the dip switch menu, and there's actually less options than there was in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles original arcade release from Numskull. We can go through the various ones, but basically it's just different variations of infinite lives and infinite energy for all 4 players. One additional feature that's on this one that wasn't on the original is the ability to start at a selected level. So right now it says on level 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way through 9. Because there's 9 levels on this game. However, I've tested this and it doesn't matter which one you select, 1 through 9, you can leave it on whatever one you want. Once you go down to start the game, it's still going to start on level 1. So something in this is not programmed correctly because you were unfortunately unable to start the level. Now, is that inaccurate to the original arcade ROM? Not necessarily. I mean, that wasn't a feature that you could do on the original arcade or anything, so that's just a bonus feature that would have been on this machine. However, at this stage, on this machine specifically, it doesn't seem to work. So that is a little bit disappointing because it is nice to go ahead and skip through various levels. If you've got a favorite one, you just want to play and, you know, kill some time that way. While you're in the menu, I'd go ahead and turn off the CRT filter. It's defaulted to turn on, and a lot of people don't even understand what it does to the screen. A lot of people think their LCD display is broken because they're seeing black lines across their screen, stuff like that. That is artificial production of the CRT filter, making it look kind of blurry and give it that old school CRT look. In my opinion, it's not really the best filter, and in reality it doesn't really add anything to this game, so I think you'd actually be better off turning it off and just playing the game as it is in its 4:3 aspect ratio on this bright clear LCD screen. Other than that real hiccup with the level select issue, I mean, this thing looks immaculate. It's gorgeous. They did a great job with the artwork. The control panel is nice and shiny and glossy because it's got that protective plastic overlay. I will call out that it does look like the font and the print quality of the actual text here is a little fuzzier than what it should be. I know this because I've seen Numskull print tiny font on their machines before, and it's not really been blurry. It's been very legible. I would kind of equate that to probably them getting a low-res scan provided to them by the licensor. So whoever gave them the artwork files, I mean, you're limited to what you have to work with, but I think they got a lower res scan than what they probably should have got for the control panel because the text here on the how to play is just a little too blurry, even considering it being shrunken down. But as far as accuracy, they did a great job. You got the color coordinated correct Michelangelo colors. So originally with the prototype they had yellow. Myself, as well as a couple other people online, said, hey, you definitely want to make this orange because that was the arcade accurate. It wasn't yellow, it was orange. And even though this is, you know, being licensed officially, even the licensor was telling them to put on yellow. So that kind of tells you sometimes that even the people that own the rights to these games don't really know enough about their games sometimes. But Numskull definitely did a last minute change, got this corrected. So we got the orange for Michelangelo, looks great. There's even the little star details on the control panel, so you may or may not be familiar with this, but there's actually little stars kind of blended in there. on the control panel, swirling graphics because you're going through time and the cosmos and everything like that. Just like the original machine, you will have to put on your own stickers. Comes in a little goodie bag, so we got the correct color coordinated stickers down here. I suggest grabbing some tweezers and just putting them on. Shouldn't take you too much time. Very simple. We got the single speaker coming out of the middle here, which is accurate to the arcade machine itself. As far as arcade accuracy, I mean, the machine, the cut, the shape, the design, everything, the hinge on the front control panel, I mean, they did a phenomenal job. You get your light up coin doors. As far as how to play it, very simple game. You know, joysticks move the turtle around. You got jump and action button. You're going to push your buttons down here on the coin for your inserting of the credit. So you just push that and you're going to start as Leonardo. You push this one, you're going to Michelangelo, so on and so forth. If you want to play a specific turtle, you have to push that specific credit button and play on that joystick. There is no selection screen, so to speak, of the turtle. This is the arcade accurate 4-player ROM, which means you're relegated to only playing the turtle controls, so you can't be over here at Raphael's controls playing Leonardo. That is the way the arcade ROM is set up, and that's the way it should be. So it may be annoying to you if you want to play over here on the right hand side and, you know, have better control space for your hands and play as a different turtle, but I mean, like I said, that's the arcade accurate way to play it. They did actually add, for convenience sake, just like the other machine I've reviewed, these little push buttons here. Open it up and you've got 4 USB ports that you can add any USB controller. Numskull has their own USB controller, but like I said, you can pretty much plug in any USB controller. I've tested all 5 of the ones I have in my household. Every single one of them work. But keep in mind, just like I was talking about being limited to which turtle you can play, same kind of thing on this one. So even if I plug in a USB controller into, say, this port number 4, it's still going to come over here and control Leonardo on player 1. If I plug it up to the top one, same thing. If I've only got one USB controller, it's always going to default to player 1. If I've got 2 USB controllers plugged in, well, then it's going to default to the first 2 players, and so on and so forth. So if you want to play Raphael with a USB controller, you got to plug in 4 USB controls. That's the way it is. Like I said, it's not a screw up on Numskull's part. It's just the way the arcade ROM is programmed, so it makes sense that it would operate that same way. But me being the huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, I had to complete the collection. Like I said, I had the first machine. I've got the full-size machine down in my garage. Obviously needed to round out the collection with Turtles in Time. I think they did a great job. I'm a little miffed that this level select thing doesn't work, but like I said, that's just kind of like an added feature. It isn't necessarily arcade accurate as far as the ROM. But something that, you know, it's just annoying when you see a setting that, you know, you can toggle, but it doesn't actually have any kind of effect. So that is a little frustrating. We do get the original music. We do get the, you know, awesome gameplay. This game is much more improved, updated graphics and harder bosses, and just, you know, much more robust compared to the previous original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles release. The CRT filter is kind of a, you know, want to me, not exactly a good thing, but it's a step in the right direction for fans of that type of thing. To me, I can just live without it. I don't need CRT filters and lenses that make it look like the old school thing. I just, you know, give me a playable ROM and an arcade accurate cabinet, and I'm a happy camper. But to each their own. I applaud them for going, you know, and trying new things. Maybe in the future they'll, you know, get better at it. But overall, I gotta say, this thing is gorgeous. Like I said, the crazy puppet artwork we got on the sides. I'm just a huge Ninja Turtles fan, so this one is, you know, definitely making me a happy camper. I picked this up on Amazon. It's available from many other retailers. I'll put product links down in the video description box below. But guys, let me know what your thoughts and opinions are of these quarter scale arcade cabinets. Let me know, are you guys picking up one of these Turtles machines, whether it be the original or Turtles in Time or both? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the content, make sure you hit the like button. Share this video with your friends if you found the information helpful. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. It really means a lot.